I wanted to share a second example about knowing if coaching is appropriate for you. So let's say, right, you are starting a business, you're growing your business, and you are aware of the things that are getting in the way, right? And so maybe you're working on your communication, maybe you're working on uh, how to better, work with your clients, that client delivery of getting them the results. And you are realizing that there's some things getting in the way. Again, that phase two, internal barriers, right? Where you have enough awareness that you've done enough work, right? Because the people that are coming into my spaces, right, you have been doing personal development. You've probably already been in therapy, or you've had some type of journey where you have been understanding yourself more and the things that come up for you. And so as you are using that awareness, you recognize that um, the things that are getting in the way, you are able to identify what those are. And so, hey, I want to explore some of my earlier experiences. I want to explore the dynamics of my family and how that might be playing out in who I am now. And a lot of people will tell you, oh, you want to explore the past, you need to go to therapy. And I'm going to actually give you a different opinion and a different take, is that if you have the awareness and and you already know this is the barrier, and then you're like, okay, and that's the whole purpose of why you're wanting to work on that. So you're not just wanting to go dig in the past just to have some insight or just to understand or just to feel better, right? But it's literally for a purpose, because you know that is part of the internal barrier that's getting in the way. And, being able to clear that up, being able to right, in the coaching space, we hear a lot about identity work, about being a different version of you, right? In order to grow and expand, we need to unlayer, unprogram the things that are right, patterns that we've been in, which certainly involve our family dynamics, our upbringing, experiences, etc. And so, if you know that's why you're exploring it specifically to because you're trying to improve your communication, you're trying to improve your work performance, and you know those are the things getting in the way, that can still be coaching. It's phase two of the coaching process, where you're working through the internal barriers and then making the action plan, right? And then you're able to take the actions to change that. So just wanted to drop that here, because I think um, there's a lot of unclear people are just very unclear on that, or right, people in the therapy space are very, they're very cautious, so they're scared about it goes both ways, right? And so whether you're in the therapy or you're in the coaching space, either way, it's like you're afraid to cross over. And so as a therapist and a coach and mentor, I can help you differentiate and know where you are. And for those of you women who, right, you love growing and learning, and you're on the path of self mastery, this stuff's going to come up, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you need therapy.